Hey everybody, welcome to ET Contact. Uh, this video is not gonna be my what I would consider normal thing that I would necessarily post on this channel. Um, to be honest, what it is that last week I saw something. I saw some video on Facebook, and I needed to address it. I needed to address it and this video I originally posted on my other channel where I do my comedy skits. I also do vlogs of things I think that's important to me. That has nothing to do with the ET experience because since not everybody can understand it, but I feel that this video is important that I need to share it on this channel. So the following is my vlog from my other channel that I truly feel is important that we need to address this as a community, as one people, um, because this is happening all over. Um, so take a look at the video, and I hope that we all can take something from it. Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is me, Josue, for another Josue Vlogs. Yeah, I'm wearing a do-rag right now, and just because my head's a mess. um, alright, so I think today is very important that I talk about this topic of some of the things I've seen over the past few days. Um, and truth be told, this is a personal thing, and um, it's even hard for me to try to come up with words right now of how I'm going to talk about this. Because truth be told, again, this is just something that hits close to home. Uh, over the past few days, there has been this video where there's a woman who's braiding the hair of a beautiful little girl, Um, and the little girl, she says, "I'm so ugly," or something like that. And the woman braiding her hair, I don't know if that's her mother or if that's a friend of the mother. You know, um, for those of you that watch some of the stuff I've done before last year with the J&J show with my daughter, I call her Little J for obvious reasons, with protecting her anonymity. But I have a beautiful little girl, a beautiful, well, she's not little, she's a teenager, but a beautiful little girl, beautiful black girl, you know, and me, myself, having dealt with bullying ever since I was a kid to, till I was an adult, until I finally found my voice. Um, things like things like what happened to this little girl. Also, it really affects me. When my daughter was little, there was a bully in her school, and I immediately jumped on it. Obviously, I immediately jumped on it. I wrote to the Board of Education. I let them know
what's going on. I wasn't, even though I knew the principal. See, the principal of my daughter's school at the time, he was a former teacher of mine when I was in middle school. Mind you, I had no issues with him, but because of the fact that I worked in the school system, I was working in the school system for a while as a bus driver. I know how things can get lost in the paperwork or what have you. So I wrote an email, filled out a form, wrote an email to the Board of Education, and immediately they contacted him. He contacted me, and I spoke to him, and I told him, look, you know, and basically this is what I told him. You know, this is what I did, do videos and things like that. Uh, and I basically said, look, this needs to be handled right away, or mind you, this isn't the first time. This isn't like a first time thing of uh like, oh, I immediately went to the board, what have you. No, I've tried talking with the teacher. The teacher did all she could, but she told me, my daughter's teacher was very wonderful. You know, her teacher at the time, she was wonderful, beautiful, wonderful lady. You know, we care about her deeply. You know, she did everything that she could on her behalf, and you know, she gave us advice on what to do as well. So that way, you know, her and me and my now ex-wife, my daughter's mother, um, all of us can work together in tandem to get this settled. Um, we did talk about it and the this, that, and the other. I did, you know, and it wasn't until I wrote to the Board of Ed when I said, look, this needs to happen. Something needs to be fixed. I don't know what's going on with this little boy, but something needs to happen where something needs to happen where it needs to be fixed, because if it's not fixed, I will be showing all the evidence that I have that the teacher did everything that she could and this, that, and the other, and the school did jack. I will be showing everything to the local news agencies here where we live. And I don't play games. You know, the Board of Ed, you know, they jumped on top of it. They try to figure out what's going on, this, that, and the other. But as soon as they got the letter, they spoke to the principal, and the principal said, hey, look, this, that, and the other. I said, look, I don't want to get this kid in trouble because we don't know what's going on with this kid. You know, children at that age, mind you, this was when my daughter was in kindergarten. So in that age, you know, children will act out for one reason or another. You know what I mean? Um, if they're sick, you know, they're gonna have a temper tantrum, whatever. You know, I mean, you know, there's just so many different variables. But in a situation where a child is bullying another child, I mean, a child is bullying another child. Um, they're seeing it somewhere. They are seeing it somewhere, you know, at home or what have you. You know, that child, his grandmother was like, oh, he never acts like this at home. Well, no, well, duh, of course he doesn't. If he's being bullied, why would he act like that at home? So, um, but anyway, long story short, something was done. Something was done. You know, every chance I get when I speak with my daughter, you know, I always tell her I love her, tell her that I'm proud of her. You know, even, you know, like, she gets upset because she had a bad grade. I said, no, look, don't worry about it. Just, you know, try better. You know, try harder. You know, try harder. But I'm always going to be proud of you because you're trying and you're trying, and I'm always proud of my daughter. You know, I'm always proud of my daughter. She tries her hardest. She, you know, and I tell her all the time. Um, so, you know, I always tell my daughter, baby girl, you are a beautiful princess. If, you know, you know, and this isn't about getting credit for something I should be doing. This is just, as a parent, as a parent to a beautiful, un padre, sorry if I speak Spanish, my Puerto Rican side gets out. But a parent to a beautiful child, to a beautiful child, it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna say it like this: a parent to a beautiful child, because it doesn't matter what ethnic group or race or what have you. Children are beautiful. We must love and protect all of our children. And if our children are acting in certain ways because they're seeing certain things or they're hearing certain things and they reenact all of that, okay? But when it comes to my, yeah, I will jump on it. My daughter's mother knows, we're the same. Me and her, we agree on this. We don't always agree on everything, obviously. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But we agree on this that, we got to jump on this. Thankfully, right now where my daughter's at, the school takes care of everything. They hear something, bam, they're on top of it, and I love them for it. I don't have to worry about it, which is wonderful. More schools need to be like that. But anyway, as I was saying, with what I saw in the video, it was sad. It was heartbreaking when that little girl said that. As a dad, as to this beautiful girl that I had. I'm always telling her, baby girl, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Look at you. You're beautiful. You have beautiful dark skin like mom, and da da da. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I let her know. And I let her know. I let her know every time, every chance I get. And with this little girl, and like I said, it's personal. As someone who like I've experienced bullying for a long time, like I said earlier. Being called ugly, being called this, being called that. It took me a long time to really love myself because a lot of the bullying came from not just from kids at school, but people in my family, my own family. And I'm not going to list names, but people in my own family bullying me. People at church, come on, church, where you're supposed to be loved by everybody. That's why, as long as I've been in ministry, everything that's happened to me, I make sure I never repeat it, you know? But come on, adults in church, and here's the thing, being Puerto Rican in our culture, um, there's a lot of, well, depending on, see, in our culture, it's kind of split between two or three things, but from my experience in dealing with one aspect of the culture, which is not everybody, but just certain types of people in the Puerto Rican culture, I mean, bullying is like the norm. Like I'm supposed to accept this crap. No, I don't think so. Bullying is not okay. It doesn't matter. The reasons why somebody is bullying, whatever, is not okay. And anytime I see anybody get bullied for any little thing, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if it's, racism. I don't care if it's a homophobia type thing. I don't care if it's a transphobia type thing. I don't care if, whatever the reason is, it is not okay with me. I don't have to agree with somebody's belief of how they feel, as far as somebody's belief concerning their gender identity, sexual lifestyle, what have you, right? I don't have to agree with them to care about them, to be a decent human being, to love them, to want the very best for them, that they succeed in life, that they have a good job, that they have, they're able to eat and pay their bills and, and be happy. I don't have to agree with their belief in what have you to care about them as a human being and be like, and be friends with them. I have a lot of friends from all walks of life, different religions, different beliefs, different lifestyles, different what have and working with kids, in churches and things like that. I mean, I've seen some of these kids that they remind me so much of me, where they're being bullied by this, that, and the other, and I freaking hate that. And anytime I see a child, especially a child, and like I said, I hate bullying in general. I don't care if you're an adult, a child, teenager, or what have you. It shouldn't be around. But especially when I see a child being bullied and being told that they're ugly, and especially being a minority person like myself, and then they're being told, oh, you're too fat, you're too ugly, your hair's kinky, nappy headed, all this bullshit. It pisses me off. It pisses me off, not just as a dad, I'm especially as a dad myself, but also as someone that went through it myself, as a human being, even if I didn't go through it, but as a human being that cares for another human being, regardless of what, it pisses me the hell off. And when I saw this child, I'm going to show you the video in a second, but when I saw this child saying that, like, now again, I don't know if this woman that was doing her, who was braiding her hair, I don't know if she was her mother or a family friend, an auntie. I don't know. There's really no details to the video, but to whoever this woman is, God bless you. God bless you, honey. God bless you. Because truth be told, we need more. We need more people like you, especially and even though I'm lighter than hell skin tone wise, but I know I know who I am. Being a Puerto Rican, being of African descent, and Spaniard descent, and Taino descent, my minorityness. I'm proud of, even though how can I put it? I was born into this. Apparently, I didn't have a choice, as some people say, but I'm proud of who I am. There's nothing wrong with people being proud of who they are, even, and, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, it's just how you go about it. It's just how you go about it. If you're going to say, oh, I'm proud of being who I am, but you're going to show a hatred towards another person, another minority, another ethnicity, another religion, another what have you, then that pride is not based on the beauty of your culture. It is based on a skin deep BS crap. My friends who are white, yeah, I'm white. Okay, I'm white. I'm proud. Yeah, but they're not out there to be. They're not out there trying to belittle another culture, another race, another what have you. I got friends who, again, and it doesn't matter what background you have, if what's in your blood. And we know we're all human beings. We all bleed red. It doesn't matter our skin tone, how much melanin we have in our skin. But anyway, as I'm saying, and I'm sorry if I'm going off on a tangent all over the place. I apologize for that. But the facts are is when a child when this child did that, and then this woman, she above, I don't know if she's her mom, auntie, what, I don't know. There's no information on that, but the way that she stepped up and letting this beautiful little girl know, look, you are pretty. Look at you, you are pretty. You know, when I tell my daughter, you're beautiful, you know, you know, I am proud of my daughter. I am 1,000% proud of my daughter. Like, you know, so I'm going to show you the video. I'm going to show you the video in its entirety. So I'm going to warn you ahead of time. It is sad when this little girl says all of that, but it is also heartwarming at how this woman stepped up and changed it around. So I'm going to show you the video right now.
For real, like, I'm not even playing with you. I don't even like kids.
I'm so ugly. What?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. You are so pretty. You all shut up. Go in the room. When you look at yourself, you supposed to say, I'm so pretty. You are so pretty. Do you hear me? You got the prettiest little dimples. You are too cute. Oh. No, you gonna make me cry. You're not ugly. Baby girl. Oh my God. Ariana. You're not ugly. Baby girl. You are so pretty. You are like, you have this beautiful chocolate skin. Like, you are just so gorgeous. You got these dimples. Remember what I told you? How many people got 2 dimples? Nobody. You got 2. Let me see you smile. Let me see. You got 2 dimples. I don't even have 2 dimples. Girl, let me see your teeth. Look at them pretty white teeth. No, you're not going to cry. You are a beautiful little girl, and you are pretty. You are the prettiest girl in your class. Boom. Tell them straight up. When you go to school tomorrow, you got your hair done. You're going to be like, oh, look at my hair. Oh, look at my shoes. Look at my clothes, baby girl. You are beautiful. Black is beautiful. And if don't nobody ever tell you, I will tell you, you are gorgeous. You are so pretty. And you're going to grow up and you're going to be everything that you can be. You're going to be the greatest nail tech, the greatest beautician, the greatest lawyer, the greatest doctor, the greatest teacher, whatever you want to be, the greatest speaker, the greatest entrepreneur, whatever. What you want to be? What you want to be when you get older?
The teacher.
You want to be, your teacher mean to you? So guess what? When you become a teacher, you don't be mean. You be a nice teacher. You gonna be Miss Cotton. That's what they gonna call you. Miss Cotton. You gotta be happy all the time because you're a little kid. You only 4, and you should not know nothing about being ugly because you are so beautiful. You hold your head up. You hold your head up. Okay? Okay? Have a hug? I love you. And you're so pretty. You got a beautiful heart, and you just have some good manners. Come on, let's finish your hair, girl.
Okay, I'm back. All right, so I know as a parent, many of you out there, just like me, we got upset. We were crying. Even if you're not a parent, as a human being, period, you see a child go through that. Let me tell you something. Our children need to be protected. This isn't just leave it to the next person. No. You know, they say that it takes a village to raise a family. We all need to be part of the village. We all need to be part of the village. And I'm not talking about, you know, like my own personal village, of like my family. I'm not, but we all need to be part of a village, a greater community when it comes to our children. We need to set better, and I'm, and if this isn't speaking to you directly, but someone who it is talking about, just bear with me. We all need to do better by our children. We all need to do better by our children. We all need to take a higher responsibility. Okay, there are people out there that I've seen. Oh, I hate kids. Okay, fine then, but don't be out there. It's one thing being on social media saying I hate kids, whatever, right? Not everybody likes kids, but it's another thing if you see a child and you're talking mad crap in front of them. You're speaking bad. You're cursing and using bad language in front of them. I'm not saying that that the occasional swear or curse word won't come out, because it happens to me. I'm not gonna lie, but uh, if you have children and you're doing the best by them and teaching them how to treat everybody with love and respect regardless of what, if you're teaching them, hey, the kids in your class, treat them with love and respect, you know granted, peer, especially as the kids get older, there's going to be peer pressures and what have you, but as long as you keep instilling that within them, showing love and respect to everybody, um, you know, that's important. If you find out that your child is mistreating another child, you have to step up. If you find out that, a child is mistreating something, the parent, be like, look, here's the situation. If you are a parent and you're hearing from somebody else that your child is mistreating somebody, don't be all, on the defensive mode and start cussing up a storm or whatever. No, try to find out the truth. Um, find out the truth before getting all uh, in defensive mode and wanting to cut somebody's heads off. Find out the truth um, and then deal with that. In my lifetime, I'm only 37, I just turned 37 not that long ago. In my lifetime, as a kid, uh, even up all the way to my adulthood, you have no idea how many parents I've seen where they're, no, my kid didn't, my child didn't do that, my child's an angel. In the meantime, their child is raising hell. Like, literally, I've, in the neighborhood I grew up in, as many times as I tried to talk to this kid's mom, how he was bullying me. No, my child is an angel. He didn't do anything. You know what? Fine. And I was a kid myself, and you know what? I didn't know how to deal with that. And growing into my adulthood, and and when working with kids, one of the jobs that I had was with the Boy Scouts of America. I didn't have that job long. I left for other reasons, personal reasons, but I'm not going to get into that. But and working with the kids, there was one child where I needed to speak to his parents. So and working with the school that I was working with in the program of the Boy Scouts, I spoke with some of the other people in the after school program about him. They said, oh, well, his mom's not going to do nothing. Da, 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 da. Well, fine. So I met his mom. First and foremost, I met his mom. Try to uh, uh, have a friendly rapport with her. I ended up, talking with her. And I said, look, I need to talk to you for a second. Okay, what? Mind you, he's a good kid. He was a good kid, but there was these times where he was just acting up for whatever reason. Okay? But it didn't matter. None of the teachers had any luck. Regular teachers in the school, they after school program people, they didn't have any luck with him. So, I wanted to create that friendly rapport, and then I said, hey, look, your son is a good kid. I told her from the get-go, look, your son is a good kid. You know, your son is a good kid. And I did that for a while. I didn't mention any of the negative stuff yet. Then I said, look, your son's a good kid, but every once in a while he'll da da da. She's like, what you mean? Well, I don't know if he's, and I try to explain it as best as I go. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if he's bored. I don't know this, that, and the other. Can you talk with him, ask him, and then we can figure this out. Because I want to make sure everybody has a good experience. He's not in trouble. Why would he be in trouble? I just, and that's how I handled that situation. When I was driving school buses at one time, one of my students um, was hitting on another student at a certain time. Mind you, I always try to have good rapport with the parents. Okay, not all parents, you know, um, not all parents accept the fact that something's happening. But most of my parents, I waited till when I was driving school buses, I would wait until I was at the bus stop, especially because I knew that parents were gonna pick up the kids, and I say, hey, look, like with one of my younger female students, actually two of them, right? One of them, her dad, I dropped her off, and her dad picked her up, and he was a cool dude. I was like, hey, bro, what's going on, man? Yeah, he knew me. Many chance. Actually, he lived around my neighborhood where I live, and he would see me from time to time when he was walking his dogs, and he knew I was cool. He knew I had a kid myself, younger than his daughter. But I know how it is being a dad. So man to man, dad, father to father, I said, hey, bro, here's the situation. Da 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 da. Now now here's the thing. I'm not. I don't want to write up paperwork or this, that, and the other, get her in trouble, then get her kicked off the bus because she's normally a good child. But I just wanted to have you be aware this is what's happening. And he, you know what he said? He he handled it. Him and his wife, they talked with her, and then I had a young female student, and I spoke with her mom, and I was, hey mom, how you doing? Again, she lived around the same neighborhood, so she know who I was, and I told her, hey, look, that same thing, and it was handled. With this other young student, with the young, as I was saying earlier, the student that was hitting on another student, I had to stop the bus. Now, unfortunately, in the company that I worked for driving to school, but I can't get off out of my chair to walk towards the student just to talk to them. I just had to, hey, stop, whatever. But anyway, so when I dropped that one student off, I told the one that was being hit, I told him I'll take care of it. Okay. So I dropped the other student off, and again, his mother picked him up, and I spoke with her. Now, she was one of those mothers. Oh, my child can't do no wrong because blah, 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 blah. And I said, look, ma'am, I've always been very friendly with you, cordial with you. There's nothing to lie. Plus, my bus has a camera. My bus has a camera. And if we have to, we'll pull up the footage and show you that it was him at all times. This other student was just like this, and you're really, yep. And if you want, we can pull up I can get my boss to pull up the footage. She's, you have to, in those situations when there's a camera, you have to remind. But anyway, so she handled it. I dropped the other student off. And I spoke with his mother. I told her what happened. And I let her know what I told the other mother in case whatever, but I told her I will file a report, and I filed a report. In this case, I filed a report. I told, and I told the mother this, that, and the other, what to do, just in case. Apparently, there was a meeting of the minds. When I spoke to the first mother of the student that was sitting the other child, anyway, going back into everything that started this rant. The fact is, we have to do better. All of us. We all have to do better. I mean, even if we're, we as parents, not just parents, but even non-parents, we all have to do better. To all the parents that are, you know what, you're doing your thing, God bless you all. God bless you all. But going back into the video, like I said, as a dad, I cried. I cried a lot. But we can't allow this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there should be a big government crap. No, let me tell you something. That's going to be for another vlog about how I feel about certain agencies in the government. But we, as a community, without these outside agencies, we need to do better. Now, I don't know who told that beautiful little girl that she was ugly. I don't know who told her. But I hope they find out, and I hope the situation can be fixed where we find out why this other person told this beautiful little girl that she was ugly, and then let it get fixed. And I'm sorry for such a long rant, such a long thing, but it really, it really just affected me. So until my next vlog, I love you all. I love you all. Peace out.